It was popping back like we never left. And guys, you're like, okay, you say you are going to be doing fantasy videos and you dropped the Latavius Murray video and you didn't come back because Latavius Murray sucked. No, no, no. That was an unlucky call. Nobody expected what the hell was going to happen with the Bills in Minnesota. Like, they broke a record as far as like the team that was a favorite and ended up losing, some shit like that. But this is not about that. I recorded an hour-long video doing the weekly recap on Monday. And after I did it, I realized that the mic was not connected in some way. So that kind of took out a lot of the shit. Like, I just got disinterested for a bit. I was just like, oh my God, it blew me. It blew me. But I was like, I gotta come drop this buy sell video, just giving you guys my thoughts on the buy sell. I meant to make a waiver wire video, but then again, I just wasn't into it yet. We back, and of course the buy sell video, and then a team preview coming tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, Friday, and then after that, we're probably gonna do some other interesting videos, like specific videos as far as like who you should trade for and things like that based on the comments. But for today, we're doing a buy sell for week 3 or week 4 rather. All right, so right now we're going to get into each position as far as players I think you should buy, players I think you should sell, based on what's happening and how I view them. I'm not going to go too deep into stats because a lot of times I'm seeing people, they're using these crazy stats to justify buy sell, and that rarely works out. So for me, I'm looking at not only stats but also eye test and just common sense, right? It's like sometimes it's a feel for me, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's fantasy. So I'm giving you my thoughts. I think players you should buy, players you should sell. So first, we're going to start with the quarterback position. Player you should buy, Tom Brady. Tom Brady the last few weeks have been mediocre to below average, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking around the league saying, damn, Tom Brady, is it over for him? And for me, if I could trade for Tom Brady, I definitely would, just because at the end of the day, it's still Tom Brady. You know they're going to put it together. Josh Gordon is coming. Julian Edelman is coming. Sony Michel is getting more looks. So the offense is going to improve. So for me, I'm buying Tom Brady 100%. If the Tom Brady owner is a little fidgety, and if you have Andy Dalton's had some great weeks recently, probably throw a trade in with Andy Dalton. Especially for 2 quarterback leagues, try to get Tom Brady. 1 quarterback, 1 QB league, probably not. I wouldn't say try to trade for someone like that, just because of how many quarterbacks are available. But if you can, try to get Tom Brady before he gets hot again, because you know he will get hot. Quarterbacks you should sell, Ryan Tannehill. And I'm selling Ryan Tannehill basically because a lot of Ryan Tannehill's stats are not predictive. You cannot recreate, right? Ryan Tannehill, he's had a bunch of deep balls caught by Kenny Stills and a bunch of gadget plays going the length of the field off of like a jet sweep. And the jet sweeps are now basically passes when it's a handoff, right? So from Jakeem Grant to Albert Wilson, they're getting short handoffs and they're going for big plays. And Kenny Stills, he's caught a few long bombs as well, which has kind of padded Tannehill's numbers, where people are looking at Tannehill like a top 10 quarterback. So if somebody's looking at you, especially 2 QB leagues, super flex, for 1 QB leagues, not so much. But if somebody's looking at Ryan Tannehill as an asset like that, I would give up Ryan Tannehill immediately, because I don't think that those numbers are going to continue. Of course, the Dolphins are 3-0. So again, it plays into the fact that Tannehill has been amazing, but he really has not. He's been good, but a lot of the numbers are coming from these small plays that's just been accentuated by the fact that they're going the length of the field and he's just dropping them off. So the air yards are not that much in comparison to someone like Patrick Mahomes and Ryan Fitzpatrick. I would definitely be selling Ryan Tannehill. To the running back position, running backs I would be buying. The running back that I would be trying to buy is Kerryon Johnson. Of course, a lot of people saw Kerryon Johnson Sunday Night Football, and you saw how much he flashed. But there are still people that are looking at it saying he's in a full timeshare with LeGarrette Blount and Theo Riddick. Kerryon Johnson, if you watch the game, personally, he was clearly the best running back on that field. He had 16 for 101, and LeGarrette Blount had like 16 for 58. So he had double the yards or less than that. I think Kerryon Johnson definitely had double the yards, the same carries, or almost double, some shit like that. He was the best player on the field. It looked like they could not catch him. He was hitting the edge every time. Of course, the Patriots linebackers are a bit heavy, and they are more focused to coming downhill. And they were supposed to be stopping the run, but Kerryon Johnson was just getting to the corner a lot faster than they could get to him. So Kerryon Johnson, eventually he will take over as the number 1 running back in that backfield, and I trust that offense more than a lot of running backs right now. Honestly, if I could work out a trade, like I have Ezekiel Elliott, and if I could work out a trade to get Kerryon Johnson and a wide receiver 1, I would do it immediately, just because I see what Kerryon Johnson can become, and I hate the Dallas Cowboys offense. So that's just how much I'm high on Kerryon Johnson. I would try to get him As far as a trade target, I would throw out, I don't know, someone like maybe a Jordan Howard for Kerryon Johnson, like a wide receiver too, because a lot of the Kerryon Johnson owners, they're not as high on him as they should be. So for me, buy Kerryon Johnson ASAP before he takes over that backfield. He's had increased carries every single game where the coaching staff, they're starting to acknowledge that Kerryon Johnson, he may be the real deal. So buy Kerryon Johnson. Running backs, you should sell Kareem Hunt. So I was saying buy Kerryon Johnson, sell Kareem Hunt. You can definitely get Kerryon Johnson with Kareem Hunt, but you can definitely get more than that. And I think you're going to be getting equal production in about 2 or 3 weeks, right? That's just me. So for Kareem Hunt, recently he's been good, right? He just scored 2 touchdowns. People saying, oh, everything is fine, and he's in a high-powered offense. Yeah, but as far as the snap percentage, it's gone down every single week ever since Spencer Ware. He had his snap percentage high last week with like 23% of the offensive snaps, which is kind of crazy. I mean, again, Kareem Hunt is still getting like over 60% of the snaps, but he's not getting any play in the running game. In the passing game. In the passing game, Kareem Hunt is non-existent. I think he has 3 catches, 3 targets in 3 games and 1 catch. And yeah, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem, especially in full point PPR or half point PPR. You would want a running back that's more involved. Kerryon Johnson, of course, theoretic is there, but eventually he's gonna overtake. Like, he's better than LeGarrette Blount at running. He's not better than theoretic at passing, but he's serviceable, right? To the point that he is somebody that is going to be giving you that production. For Kareem Hunt, again, he's a big name. You can get a lot for him, especially right now, coming off of 2 touchdowns. So for me, I am trading Kareem Hunt. I'm selling Kareem Hunt to get something else. Maybe the Joe Mixon owner is kind of wary. Try to get Joe Mixon and something else. So there are ways out there you can move Kareem Hunt to capitalize off of the name and the offense, because a lot of people are loving this Kansas City offense right now. A wide receiver that I would buy right now is Geronimo Allison. Of course, Geronimo Allison, he's coming off a 2-catch, 70-yard game. He had a long touchdown, 64-yard touchdown. But people are still looking at him like he's a third receiver on the Aaron Rodgers offense. Aaron Rodgers is hurt. But Geronimo Allison, he's going to slowly but surely be the big play guy in this offense. And right now, people are expecting Devontae Adams to be the wide receiver 1. Geronimo Allison, he's not going to be the wide receiver 1 in that offense. Like, the targets are not going to be there every week. But he's the big play guy, whereas down the field, he's going to get a lot of those targets. I'm thinking about the Jordy Nelson of the offense. Of course, he's not the route runner that Jordy Nelson was, but he has the speed down the field. He's the down the field threat that they have. They have nobody else like that. Of course, they have, receivers behind him that can do that, but he's getting the most snaps right now on the field that's going, and he's running those routes. So for me, I'm buying Geronimo Allison, especially right now where he can be had for not that much, for a wide receiver 2, maybe 3. You can definitely get Geronimo Allison for an Amari Cooper, because Amari Cooper is a bigger name, but Geronimo Allison, I think, is going to give you more consistent production than Amari Cooper, and I trust Aaron Rodgers over Derek Carr right now. Anyway, of course, Amari Cooper, he's like, sometimes you're like, oh my God, he's just so talented. How can I give him up? But you just can't deal with the volatility of Amari Cooper. So for me, buy Geronimo Allison before he gets that 10-catch, 150-yard game, and then it's over at that point. So buy him. The wide receiver I'm selling is Keenan Allen. Yeah, Keenan Allen. It's weird because I just traded for Keenan Allen in the league, but I traded for him just because I could get him. Just because I didn't have to give up that much to get him, and I think I can get a great return for Keenan Allen. Give him Mike Williams and Lamar Miller for Keenan Allen. So I was just like, I took that trade just because it just made sense value-wise, but I'm probably going to flip Keenan Allen for something else I really want, maybe a running back 2 or something I really want, right? Because Keenan Allen, he's still a big name. The reason why I'm saying sell Keenan Allen, not only did he pop up in the injury report with a knee issue, but his production has been down the last 2 games, and also Mike Williams. It's funny because I'm saying I just traded Mike Williams, but Mike Williams, he's been getting a lot of looks. Okay, so he's not getting the targets that Keenan Allen is getting, but the production is there. The efficiency is there for Mike Williams, where you have to expect Mike Williams and his role to improve going forward. Of course, Keenan Allen, he's not a big touchdown guy. He's more of a PPR between the 20s guy, where Mike Williams, he's going to be in the red zone guy. And honestly, I did not think they would use Mike Williams down the field because his 40 time was not that impressive. But he has some speed on him. He has some speed on him where he got behind the defense, caught a big touchdown. And he's a big-bodied guy. So Mike Williams, he's the red zone threat. Antonio Gates, he's non-existent at this point. So Mike Williams is going to be a big part of that offense, and Keenan Allen, he may he may trend towards a wide receiver 2 more than the elite wide receiver 1 that he was drafted in the second round for. So if you can trade Keenan Allen, I would, and get back maybe an RB2, low-end RB1 for him, or even say you can get Geronimo Allison and Kerryon Johnson for him. I don't think that's a bad return at all. You can definitely get more because it's Keenan Allen. He has a big name, but I would definitely be trying to trade Keenan Allen right now if I could. Tight ends I would try to buy. Of course, this could be obvious, but Gronk. The Patriots offense, again, has been stagnant. Gronk has been good, has not been great. And a lot of people, they're ready to write off Gronk. And, of course, he showed up in the injury report again last week. So people are saying, yeah, I'm cool on Gronk. I'm cool on the Patriots offense like they're cool on Tom Brady. But at the end of the day, it's Gronk. Gronk is a tier above any other tight end in the league. And if you can get him for maybe a wide receiver 2, would I give up Keenan Allen for Gronk? If I could give up Keenan Allen and maybe like I don't know, maybe like a Vance McDonald, and I get Gronk and a Geronimo Allison. Like, so those are players, if that can work, I'm trying to get Gronk because at the end of the day, it's Gronk. Of course, the injury concerns are definitely there, but the return, once this offense gets rolling, it's just too much. It's just too much to overlook. And again, you're not going to have to pay the full price for him because he hasn't been that great. And the Gronk owner's kind of looking around like, damn, let me trade this guy off because the Patriots, they look like they're going the wrong way. So for me, that's something I would definitely try to do. Tight ends I would sell, Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham, he's had a few good games, a few bad games, but mostly he just showed back up in the injury report. I think Jimmy Graham right now, people look at him playing with Aaron Rodgers, they're saying, oh, Jimmy Graham is going to be a good player. Trade Jimmy Graham. It's some tight ends out there that I saw on like multiple waiver wires, like David Njoku and Vance McDonald. Tyler Eifert looks like he's getting some looks. Trade Jimmy Graham. You can probably get a wide receiver 2 or 3 for him, running back 2 or 3 for him. That can probably help you more than Jimmy Graham can because he's going to be so volatile and up and down as the season goes on. So for me, I'm definitely trying to get rid of Jimmy Graham because, yeah, I just don't believe in it. Like, looking at him play, he's like a shell of himself at this point, and I don't think it's worth it. The last position of defenses I'm trying to sell, Minnesota. Of course, a lot of people's like, Minnesota, that's one of the best defenses. Yeah, but they don't have their best player. Everson Griffin, he's dealing with some mental health problems, and he's not with the team right now. And looking at the numbers, then the Minnesota Vikings, they're a lot better with Everson Griffin than they are without. He's a top 5, top 7 pass rusher. He's had the most sacks for the past 5 years in the league. As far as like he's top 7, he's not number 1. Number 1 is like Von Miller, but he's like top 7, top 5 as far as sacks. So they're not the same team without him, and he's not going to be with the team indefinitely. They're saying he's working on some things. He's not going to play week 4, and we don't know when he's going to be back. So for Minnesota, they're still a big defensive name. I would try to trade them for something else because people typically don't trade defenses, but for Minnesota, Rams, they may go at a higher premium depending on your league for sure. But that's a defense I would try to sell for sure. Defense I would try to buy is the New York Jets. The New York Jets, they have been low-key really good the past few weeks. And the matchup that I was looking at for the New York Jets that's coming up, that's not that bad. They play Jacksonville, Denver, Indiana, then Minnesota. So Jacksonville, of course, Blake Bortles, he can definitely give it up. Denver, Case Keenum, he's not playing well right now. Indiana, Andrew Luck, he's definitely struggling. And Minnesota, we saw what the Buffalo Bills were able to do to Kirk Cousins. We don't know if that's an aberration or not, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Then after that is Chicago with Mitch Trubisky, and then Miami. We have Tannehill, and then we have Buffalo. So we don't have any world beaters coming up. Maybe Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, but then we saw what happened to them. I would definitely try to get the Jets because the matchups coming up are going to be really good. So that's the defense I'm trying to get. The extras, running backs, I would try to get Matt Breida. Of course, people are saying Matt Breida is over him. Jimmy Garoppolo is done. CJ Beathard, when he was in there, he was throwing to the running backs the most in the league. So Matt Breida, he's a pass catching back, or the pass catching back in that offense. So he'll be definitely getting a lot of dump offs, and he is tied for the league lead in rushing with Ezekiel Elliott. So that's somebody I'm trying to get, and you don't have to pay a lot for him. He's currently injured, so you can get him at a low premium right now. Just try to get Matt Breida. Another running back, this may be a lot more expensive than Breida, Sony Michel. He will now be the primary back going forward. I look at him like the Stephen Ridley, or even more so because he's a better pass catcher than Stephen Ridley was a few years ago for the Patriots, and he may be the primary back with James White. So they brought in Kenjon Barner, but he's going to be just a guy. It's going to be Michel and White going forward, but I trust Michel a lot more, so that's somebody you're trying to buy. But yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Are these players that you're going to try to get? Are these players going to try to? Are these players that you're going to try to sell? Leave your thoughts below. Leave suggestions below. I would appreciate it. Thank you for all your support, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.